Hello from me also. I'm Branko Brković. I will try to talk about copywriting and how it might be used in promoting museums and their offer. Dragan already stated and talked about marketing as a whole, and had something to say about using it in museums. Copywriting is one of the many tools of online marketing, and it's all present today. Its importance is incredible today with all the social media and other digital channels that we have at our disposal for marketing. So it's important to say something about that. We all know about copywriting. It's everywhere. People talk about it, but it's not always easy to define. It's also usually mixed up with the concept of content marketing and content writing. So it's important to define it and to put it in focus despite these other terms that we use in digital marketing. So, what is copywriting? Copywriting is, simply put, the art of crafting compelling content, which is created to drive conversion and boost sales. What does it mean, simply put? We have to create content that is easily accepted by our audience and the internet as a whole. We try to create content that is interesting, that sparks interest, that invokes some emotion in the reader, to which we're trying to communicate. So the copywriter is simply a person that is tasked with creating a compelling content, which we call copy, that captivates the audience's attention and drives them to make some sort of an action. This action can be very different. It can range from simply reacting to an ad, all the way to visiting a website, a web shop, and buying a product, or engaging a company to provide the service. So copywriting is there to promote what we have to offer, whether it is service or product, and it's there to entice the audience to become a consumer of our service or product. But when we're talking about copywriting, we usually can mix it up with what we call content writing. Content in copywriting we usually call content copy, but content writing is something entirely different. Well, not entirely different. There are similarities, but there is a difference in purpose with copy and copywriting and content writing. Content writing is, simply put, any content that we write to educate, to provide information, to entertain the target audience, and to captivate them, to bring them closer to our company or our product service, or in museums to the exhibits and artifacts that they offer. And we try to create this content that will bring us closer to the audience and develop a long-term relationship with them. In marketing sense, this is the key goal of creating content, which means to create a long-term relationship that will convert and provide sales and profits in the long run. Copywriting, besides being informative, and copy itself, besides being informative, has sort of a different purpose. It must create, it must contain a certain call for action and entice the person to make the next step in this communication with the company. Its goal is to get the audience to make the next step in our conversation. So if we are contacting the potential customers with an email campaign, our goal with the copy we created may be to simply get them to follow our newsletter. Or our goal can be to get them to click on the link and visit our website. And finally, our goal may be to get them to buy the service or product that we are offering. All this is in line with the term called content marketing, which means that the company or the institution that we're talking about, it can be a museum, has the long-term idea to educate, to inform the audience and potential clients, to provide them with a rich and valuable content that will get them to establish a long-term relationship and a sort of a partnership. This content marketing is let's say, an educational tool rather than an invasive ad tool that will create a long-term relationship and provide additional value to our potential clients and customers. Copywriting in content marketing is used more to entice people to make short-term actions and decide more quickly to engage our company or the service or product that we are offering. What does the copywriting provide? It should provide us with a clear communication with our customer and entice them to establish a relationship with us and to engage by our services and products. But it's not the only purpose of copywriting and content writing. Good copy is created to distinguish the company on the market. The company, its products and services and items and exhibits that museums can offer have to be more visible through the use of copywriting. This is important because today we are almost every day all overwhelmed with information, data, commercials, ads, and so on. So it's hard to distinguish good quality products and services. So we use copywriting to make them more visible. In addition, Dragan also mentioned SEO, search engine optimization, and as one of the important aspects of the digital marketing. So good copy must take into account this SEO and use it to provide a better ranking in the search engine results page. This in turn will generate more visibility, more traffic, and trigger conversion, meaning that the customers will be more inclined to visit our website and buy our product or service, or engage with any information that we have to offer them. When we mention SEO, it's important to say that Google, as the first and foremost search engine, has developed certain tools and certain criteria to rank web pages according to their elements that they contain. So when trying to rank, it's important to follow up on the Google's criteria for ranking websites. These criteria are not really known to public, but there are certain indications as to what they are, and Google said that certain elements of SEO in web pages can be manipulated so we can rank higher in the search engine results page. This content and copywriting is the first and foremost tool that can help us to rank high within the Google results page. So, because it has some impact, it's important to say that Google uses some elements for ranking our web page, so our copy and content must contain certain elements. These are on-page SEO elements, such as use of keywords, use of headings and subheadings, visual elements on our page, off-page SEO, meaning the backlinks from other authoritative websites that can link to our content that are very important, brand presence and its visibility on our page is also an important factor that Google uses when ranking our content and web page. And also technical SEO, referring to loading speed of our website, service speed, graphical requirements, and other technical data that is important for smooth running websites, web pages, and the content, accessibility to the content they contain. So, there are many uses and values of content marketing, of content creation and copywriting. And first and foremost, we said it has to create, to build visibility of our website. It has to engage the audience and trigger an emotional response. So, this content must be engaging. Why? Because we're all overwhelmed with data. The only way that people can respond well to our product, services, and everything we have to offer is to create engaging content that will get them emotionally involved. Engaging content is more likely to get shared and read by a wider audience, and it can change the reader's emotion. What does that mean? Specifically, it can, if it's well written, it can make an indifferent person to our product or service interested in it. In the long run, it may result in conversion, meaning engaging a potential customer and creating a real customer, meaning it will generate sales if we're selling something, and bring us closer to raising revenue and making profits. So, engaging content is more visible than in all the content that internet provides us with. So, it's important for us to make it more enticing and involving for the customer, for the client, or for the audience we are addressing. There are many different ways to make the content more engaging, but there are 5 elements that any engaging content must provide and must have. It must have a great headline that captivates the attention of the reader. It must tell a good story. It must be original. Copywriting infers that all we do is copy some content, but that's not really true. We must be original. It must use images and graphics, which is all the more important with social media that are based on graphic content, and must be lengthy enough to cover the topic that we want to convey to our audience. So, how to create a headline? A great headline is the one that invokes trust, that uses keywords that are relevant to the topic. It encourages sharing, and it communicates well with the audience that we are trying to target. Creating a good headline means that we must know our audience and what captivates their attention. The headline, creating a headline is an important task, and usually it takes a lot of time when writing a copy. Some writers invest almost 90% of time to write a good headline. It starts usually with 15 or 20 different headlines, and through the process of selection, elimination, we can condense that to 3 or 4 that will do the job and provide us with the wanted result. It's important to know that when the audience, we as the audience on the internet, get in contact with any content, only 80% of us will read the headline. Out of it, 80% of us, only 20 are likely to read the rest of the content that was presented to us. So, a captivating headline is very important. Creating it means that we should do a 4C test, which any headline that we create must pass. This means that it must be clear, it must talk to the audience and address their needs, wants, and the things they expect to get from the copy that we are presenting them. It must be concise. It must be created with small words that aren't complicated and that relate the message clearly and without any trouble to the audience. It must be compelling. It must have a certain emotional element that will spark an interest from our reader, and it must be credible, meaning that it's created by an authority, by someone who has adequate knowledge on the topic and must convey that within the heading. If the heading is clear and concise, this speaks a lot to its credibility. Creating a great heading can be on the line, very close to the line of creating clickbaits. We all know what those are. Those are extravagant headings that captivate attention and that lead us to click on the heading and read the entire content that is presented to us. Usually this clickbait is nothing more than a ruse, and in marketing it's a big no-no to do. Why? Because it directly negatively influences your credibility. These clickbait articles and headlines usually do not provide the thing that was promised within the headline. So we must be very careful not to create any headlines that are that seem extravagant and popular to follow, but do not provide any valuable content to the reader. A good copy, good content must also tell a story. It is important to not only inform and educate, it also must be entertaining to the reader in order to captivate him to spend more time on our website, web page, and to read the content in its entirety. So there must be a certain narrative. we can easily write any content with enough data and information and make it dry and uninteresting. That's always a possibility. But if we try to humanize the content and humanize the story, it will have a lot more better impact on our customers or clients. So if we are dealing with a museum that has a certain exhibit and we want to write content about any item or happening that the exhibit is trying to present, we can easily write a lot of data, years, locations, and so on. But the advice is to have a human story, to humanize it and make it more compelling for the reader and more closer. This humanization of the story is done to make the reader more easily to get the reader to emotionally react to the content that we're presenting, so that we can achieve our final goal. Storytelling is the thing that helps us convey messages and connect to each other. So a good story will make it more likely for the reader of our copy or content to interact with whatever we are presenting them. So we can use an anecdote in our introduction or our copy. We can use a certain narrative throughout the copy, and we can use a story to exaggerate and make a point out of our content that we are using. One of the most important things is for the content to be original. There are many, there is a lot of content on the internet that's not that original, and I personally have, while doing research, encountered content from many different websites that was incredibly similar or a simple copy-paste operation. So that doesn't speak well for the competitiveness and then for the authority of the writer of the content. So you must try to be original in creating a copy. You should write something new and try to leave a lasting impression. What does that mean? Any copy that you're writing must contain your own personal experience, your own knowledge, your own advice and data and experience that you can provide. This originality matters because it distinguishes the copy from all the rest, and it can incite and invoke an emotional response from the reader. So you must stay authoritative and not copy any content from the internet. When it comes to the museums, it's, I think, very clear that each museum has its own advantage about what it can write. Its content can be original, and it can be a copy. So if we take, for example, the museum in Negotin, where Hajduk Veljko canon is exhibited, it's very easy to write an original copy, original content about Hajduk Veljko and his canon, and you don't need to copy any data or information from any other source. Also, this data will not be acceptable and easy to use on any other website or from any other museum. So within the museums, the originality is also almost guaranteed, and with the creative approach, it's easy to make an original and captivating content. Any content that we create must use visuals. We all know that there are many social media that are based on visuals and photo content rather than written content. So any written content will have a better chance of conveying the message to the public if it has a certain visual elements. So any content should have certain illustrations, photos that add value and provide additional information if needed within the content. Images can tell a lot more of a story than simple written content. But this is not the only thing that we have to think about when writing copy or content. We also have to worry about the look of the text, about its formatting, about heading and subheading distribution, and presence of keywords within it. So it's important to know that the reader does not read the copy in its entirety. He scans looking for a certain captivating elements within it, and if they are present and adequately used, that will increase the chance of him reading the content in its entirety. So visual elements can be captivating and must be used within the content we are creating. When writing copy, there are certain rules regarding its length and paragraph distribution and paragraph length and so on and so on. But when writing good copy, you should not constrain yourself with length standards. Most people consider that content that is 500 to 1,000 words long is easily shareable, easily read, and can provide an adequate impact. But that's not always true. If the topic is interesting and is valuable for the reader, even the content that is a lot longer can have the same impact and be shared easily. So it's important to go deep within the topic and to use the space to elaborate and provide as much information and knowledge as possible within the content that we're creating, and to provide quality information to our reader. It's not necessary always to try to keep it short and simple. My colleague will tomorrow will talk more about social media and how we should try to create short and effective copy and content for this sort of media. But if we are creating content for our website and trying to elaborate more and make our topic, our product, service, or museum exhibit more interesting, we should use the space of our webpage to provide as much information in an interesting way as possible. So, in addition to this, we have some technical knowledge that we should also consider and know about when creating copy. We all have too little time and too many information offered by us from the internet, so we rarely take the time to read everything that is presented to us. So we must know that users don't waste time reading. They scan the content, so we must try to create it as compelling as possible. We must, to that end, we must make the content appealing, mix in the keywords, use them in our heading subheadings, use bold and italic text to emphasize certain points within the text to make it more interesting, and also use photos and videos that provide additional value. Usually when writing copy, We use WordPress as the main engine for data for copy creation, and it's important to use all of the SEO, search engine optimization criteria and elements to make the copy interesting and easily acknowledged by Google and ranked high. To this end, WordPress has developed a Yoast add-on, which in real time follows the creation of the content and provides data about the use of keywords, inbound and outbound links, and is important in signaling where the copy is not meeting the criteria that Google uses when ranking our content and websites. So this will be a short introduction into copywriting, content preparation, and content marketing. Additional resources that are very valuable, and I found them very valuable when working in copywriting, were these three major websites: Moz.com, Ahrefs.com, and Semrush.com, which all deal with Google, its algorithms, and its ways that it ranks websites. They provide a lot of insights into content creation, copy creation, visual elements of the copywriting, and so on. And they all have certain tools to help us with choosing keywords and defining what and how to do with creation of our copy. I would also like to point out to the link department website. This is a website that deals with SEO and backlinking and deals with copywriting and content writing to a certain degree, and it is a place where I have had the pleasure to write some text and some content to add to that website. So that would be all about copywriting, and I think that when we talk about museums and all they have to offer, we should try to implement more of copywriting. I guess that Dragan already mentioned that museums do not use copywriting and digital marketing to the degree they could. So I would invite you for practice work to pick an item or a heritage element from any museum in your region that you know of, and try to make adequate research on it, and try to make a captivating content about it in length to be used on, so that it could be used on the website of any museum, and to write a short copy to incite users, to evoke their emotion, and to get them to visit that website and get in touch with the museum, and in the end visit and make contact and a lasting relationship with the museum it works with. So thank you all. If there are any questions, we can deal with them, or we can go for a short break and continue later. Thank you.